was hearing somebody saying, oh, the government has not protected our MPs, an MP was killed like a dog. Let me tell you, if somebody has chosen to kill you for whatever reason, the government, and planned, the government may not protect you. The government may not, because they will plan, they will look for when you are most vulnerable and strike. The security that are given to us are meant for incidental things. Somebody wants to misbehave suddenly, but things that are planned, that somebody has been enraged to the teeth and wants to deal with you. Look at the way they killed Mushai. They killed him plus his 2 bodyguards and driver, because their near was to kill him.
Now that you've mentioned that, we've seen a lot of good steps that the state is making, the police is making, and moving at a lot of speed. We've seen a lot of arrests, people are being arrested left, right, and center. And we hope that this is going to bring to book those who were responsible in the murder of Honorable Ong'Ondo Were. In some instances, we have not seen this, in the case of some cases that we have seen before, assassinations that some were accused, we have said that police were involved. Does this mean that where the state or police are not involved, these cases can always be resolved so fast? If the police force chooses to do their work and get culprits, it's very easy. In Kenya, we don't have many experts in executing murders. The people who are doing amateurs, they are so easy to catch up with. But they let people go scot-free. And these people who commit such crimes and go scot-free think they are invisible. They think nobody can do anything. So what they have done, but also it underscores one thing about the behavior of politicians and leaders and families. We sometimes need to be a little patient, give the police a chance to do their work, and wait until they fail, and then we console them. But day one, people have started saying so many things, and then in the final end, they get so embarrassed. But I also do not want you to call the death of my MP Ong'Ondo Were an assassination. It is murder. That is not an assassination. He was murdered. So when you say it's an assassination, it's the police themselves who say it looks like, I think it's just lack of correct language. That's what it is. They say. So, vocabulary can be very limiting sometimes, that you can't really express yourself, say what you mean. You actually say what you find words to say. So, I think in the future, any death should be investigated properly so that it discourages murderers, so that it discourages criminals who are for hire, that they will, whatever the case, they'll always be arrested. But also, sometimes some people bring wrath unto themselves. Because when you offend too many people too many times until you become a serial offender, we find some people become too mad and too enraged with you that they go out of their way to ensure that they also harm you. That is why the wise in the past, and the Bible said, those who kill by the sword will die by the sword. All that they meant, that in the probability that you are in the battlefield where people are fighting with swords, you are most likely to be killed by the sword. If you keep on fighting people with the guns, it means your opponent will also be fighting you with guns. So the chance of you dying from a gun is higher. Are you saying that Mheshimiwa Ong'ondo fought so many people with guns and with the pangas? Like that is an analogy. Okay. That is a hypothesis. For example, when the whole idea was mooted, the key weapon was knives. So if you kill by those swords, that means most of the time you are in the field where people are fighting with swords. You are most likely also going to die from a sword, because that is what you interact with when people are enraged.
That is what happens.
Even as we condemn the heinous murder of Mheshimiwa Ong'ondo Were, but does it worry you that the kind of reaction, negative reaction that we were able to see on social media, Kenyans pouring themselves, saying that this has been done, some people are not having their noses, all these people, they're crying all over. Some people are crying that they are mourning him, others are crying that, he affected their lives, butchered their people.
Fred, the reason why you have noticed until now as I'm sitting here, I have not sent condolences to Ong'ondo Were and his family, and I will not attend the funeral. It's not because I hated him. It is not because I am happy that he died. Because naturally inside me, anybody who does things I don't like, the punishment I would like him to get is to change his ways, is to change from Saul to Paul. That is me, that is inbuilt in me, and I can forgive anyone anything. If I was told that, Odoyo Owidi, you see the things your Mheshimiwa have been doing against his own constituents, what would you do? I would say, may he change his ways. I would not sentence him to death. Now, the things I have said about him in the past, which at that point in time nobody dared say, are not withdrawable. So if I wake up here and say, oh, he was a good man, he did ABCD, and they replay for me the things I said in the past, what will I say?
Are you saying again?
Because I have fashioned myself as a truthful man, and I would not like to be challenged, and I would not like to be on the losing side.
Are you saying again that Ong'ondo Were was not a good man?
He wasn't. I have it on record. I have it on video. When you say you have it on record, maybe it's a voice. I have it on radio. The man drives his car with 9 people. And these people were assassins. He drives into a small hotel in the village, drops these people, walks upstairs, takes a seat alone with one person who from time to time goes to inform him, oh, they have called him out, they are now chasing him, they have knifed him, stand up, we go. I have it on video, sequential like that. Even without sound, you can see the story. And you know what he did? Immediately that man had his intestines on the floor. He got into his car with the rest of the team. Only the 2 people who knifed that guy ran on foot into the bush. He took these guys and went away. And this is his constituency. And the person who had been knifed is his constituents. And he went without even using his car to take the person to hospital. And what happens? Fortunately, there was another man there who had a car. But his car was not near, so he called it to come. And they took this guy to hospital with his intestines carried in a separate bag. I am even shocked that he survived. He survived.
He was never arrested. He was never put on trial and taken to jail.
In fact,
how did he get away with, how come he got away with all this?
Actually, the police looked for him and he momentarily disappeared until the police put out that they were looking for him. So I think he used somebody to negotiate with the police. So when he came back, he wrote a statement and the case ended there. The person who was charged with that murder is his driver, the current driver even today, not the one who drives the CDF vehicle at home. So I can say before anyone, including his own family, that Mheshimiwa was not a good man. He wasn't. He was not my friend. He was not my relative. So anything I do, purporting that, oh, I want to go, and I would be pretending. Pretenders are worse than murderers. So I wouldn't pretend. And for me, I don't care what people think as long as I remain on the truth. There are many times I've said the truth in this country until everybody says, hey, no, hey. But in the end, they come and say, oh, he was saying the truth. Kumbe, he wasn't lying. How did he see it? How did he know about it? So that is me. and it remains like that.
Now, what does this say about our criminal justice system? If a member of parliament is able to do all these things that are said, you know, butcher people, some of them are said that their noses, you know, were chopped off, and is living among the society, that until his death, that is when people are able to come out and vent and speak about their feelings.
The people who are now speaking were living in a state of fear.
Okay.
They feared him because, why would they fear him? Because he assaulted Odongo on CCTV cameras and he is scot-free. And the people who were with him when he did that are still with him scot-free. And the case has been lying since 2019. That is now 6 years. It has gone nowhere. Then he again assaults another woman on CCTV camera. So of course he uses goons. And the case never gains traction. He again plucks the nose of a person using his ragtag bodyguard, and the case just collapses. And they cut somebody's ears with the witnesses, and the case moves nowhere. And there are many they can't end. And I am sure these are ones with witnesses which are either human eyes or cameras. But don't you think there are some that people don't even know it is him? Because that is natural distribution. So people begin to fear that even if you report him, nothing will happen. So actually when I spoke to the last case, which happened just a few days before he was himself shot, I talked to the police themselves, and they told me nobody wants to write a statement against him. They are willing to talk, but none is willing to write a statement.
They are living in fear.
They are willing to say, I saw Fulani na Fulani did it. But to go and write a statement to appear in court, nobody is willing. Because they believe in the interim period before they go to court, they can also be killed. So that is why I must say the criminal justice system in Kenya is also still largely available for sale. Either you can buy it using legal tender or whatever other currency you have.
We saw a number of members of parliament from particularly Luo Nyanza coming, and they were mourning, you know, some ululating to the top of their voices. You know, and are you saying that these people were shedding crocodile tears, or they were not aware of the kind of a person?
You know me, I don't mince my words, eh?
You know,
and I don't pretend.
yes.
Those MPs, they were in two categories. They were ones who were shedding crocodile tears because the others were shedding. Right? And they are the ones who are shedding those tears because they were now also feeling vulnerable. They thought with bodyguards and big cars, nobody would touch them. But when they saw one of them was touched fatally, they started fear. So that was internal fear for themselves, not for the dead. I saw one sobbing, but his speech was flawless, telling you that that sob was acting. A person who is in that state, even words cannot come out of the mouth. You have seen people trying to eulogize those relatives. Even without sobbing, words fail to come, they break down. But this guy wasn't breaking down at all, but he was sobbing. Opondo Kaluma wasn't breaking down, but he was sobbing. I could see he was acting. And if you reproduce what he has said about Ong'ondo Were in the past, then it corroborates the fact that he was acting. Some of them wanted to endear themselves to the person who felt the greatest pain. That is my governor. My governor, from the way she acted, talked, and cried, she felt more pain than even the two wives of Ong'ondo Were and the sons.
Why would she feel that?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I have watched her since she got into politics. I have never seen her mourn somebody the way she mourned Ong'ondo Were. But I also understand because she was the underwriter of the violence in Homa Bay.
What do you mean?
What I mean is the people who were cutting people with the pangas in East Kamagak, I saw 2, if not more, who are employed in the county government of Homa Bay as enforcement officers.
With the blessings
and we
of
have the video and we have the photos. So county government are paying these people and they are being used to cause mayhem in the county. And to date, they have not even been fired. They pretended to write letters that, oh, people who are doing that, they will not hesitate. But that was just to calm the storm which I had caused. Because that statement I made him in the presence of PS Interior, in the presence of county commissioner, and in the presence of senior police officers. And I said, the person behind the mayhem and the violence in Homa Bay County, whoever is, it is being underwritten by the county government of Homa Bay. And it is high time Kenyans and local leaders know I do not just talk. It is not my nature. When I say something, however painful it is the truth. You've seen cases where somebody goes to report to a wife that, you know, your husband is dead. It is painful that she can't accept it as the truth. She can even throw a plate on your face. But it is the truth. It is only that the heart is not ready to accept that truth. So I many times say the truth when our people are still not ready to accept such truth. That is it is. That is me.
We had the governor herself warning UDA members and other members of other political parties or their leaders that they must not dare step into Ong'ondo Were's funeral. Is that the reason why you are not attending his funeral? Are you scared?
No. I wasn't going to attend even without that warning, because I have told you I can't pretend, because pretenders are worse than the murderers. I can't pretend. I've told you I did not like the persona of Ong'ondo Were because of the way he did things, the way he assaulted his own constituents, the way he called them on phone and insulted them. He is not my relative, and because of his nature, he ceased to be my friend. So how do I go there to go and lie? Instead of going to lie, let me not go. So, but the governor also got it wrong, because when he said people of UDA should not attend the funeral, Ong'ondo Were's brother-in-law, the one who has married the sister to his wife, is in UDA. So he's also banned from that funeral. Or only Luos who are in UDA are banned from the funeral. The statement Gladys Wanga made are reckless, uncalled for, unnecessary, and shows that she's not capable of leading a people the size of the county of Homa Bay. That things need somebody calm, collected, patient, and thinks straight, in fear, in rage, and in anger.
But she's been rated always as the best among the best performing.
Of course, those ratings are on sale. I've just told here in Kenya, even criminal justice system can be bought using whatever currency you have. If you want to be number one today, you can even create your own evaluating company. It evaluates you number one. Or buy the one that is existing. And tell them, I want to be number one. How much do you want? 200,000, 300,000. You can put me number one together with my close friend. He is also number one. So that is what they do. So let nobody take this CG number one rated seriously. The rating I want to see is walk into Homa Bay and tell me, this is a development project by the governor, this is another one by the governor, this is another one by the governor. But there's nothing like that. If you see anything, development in Homa Bay today, it is by the national government led by President William Ruto. Not the PIA, not affordable housing, not the ring roads, not the town roads, not the fish market, not the airport. All of them are by the national government. She has nothing to show. The ones that she inherited, like Kigoto that Awiti built, she spent 9 million going to launch that mill, but today it is shut. You can go there and what you see are antelopes grazing. That is. Awiti had started building animal feeds farm. She pulls it down to build the county headquarters. Hakuna county headquarters. Awiti had expanded the hospital. What does she go to do? Put a new gate, beautifully done, but there's no medicine inside. Even from her history, she came up with something called Abedo. It collapsed. Aswekra, it collapsed. Table banking, it collapsed. Table banking is even interesting because very many bigwigs in this country came and donated resources. It is not there. We need a leader who implements projects for posterity, not for the moment. She even brought another system where students were sponsored into NITA. And she only did it once. And when they came back, she bought a toolbox and was picking one spanner and giving each one of them as rewards, and to go and start a business. How do you start a business with spanner number 12 alone? It's all nonsense. It is all public gimmicks. But today, even when workers have not been paid, you ask them now, we are going to have a function. There will be money to bring red carpet, to bring PA system, to bring dome tent, even to fly in some guests. That is there. But hatuna dawa kwa hospitali. And you see the problem we have. If the county government doesn't pay workers in time, it also follows that the statutory remittances are also not remitted in time. It follows that the SHA contribution is also not remitted in time. And what happens? If they go to seek treatment under SHA, they will be told, you are not eligible. And being who they are, they'll go back and say, oh, SHA is not working. Oh, SHA is not working. When the culprit is this governor of theirs right here. And don't tell me that the national government is not remitting resources in time. A good leader must plan with what is there and know what is priority. What should be priority is the salaries of the workers. Because a worker is probably living in a rented house, has a child going to school, needs fare to come to work, and he knows at the end of the month he will have the money to pay his rent and all those things. If the money delays, you think those people will let you go? Some workers incur a lot of interest in the loans they have taken that they fail to pay because money does not come from the counting time. Even simple loans like Mshwari, if you skip the payment date, you are charged again. So people lose because of lack of planning in the county governments. You don't come to public and brag that you collect on-source revenue 1.5 billion, the salary for the staff is 500 million, and you can't arrange this within the on-source revenue.
I hear you. Back to politics, even as we conclude, without forgetting this. Matiang'i comes back, but his tongue seems to be too heavy that he cannot pronounce the word corruption as corruption. I mean, he cannot speak about abductions. The things that his fellow opposition leaders are talking about. What is he afraid of?
Because he was at the helm just the other day, people can still remember how many times his name and corruption existed in one paragraph. People can still remember how many times his name and impunity existed in one sentence. So people can remember him, the very people we have today. Those others maybe theirs were in the past. So you can't, conscience can't allow you to come starting to hell, oh, court order, so when you are just the culprit the other day. So I think somebody is also setting Matiang'i up. And unfortunately, when he will realize that he's not the candidate, he's not the running mate, he's not anybody there at the top, it will be too late, he will have burnt bridges. So he better walks back and say, President William Ruto, I have not been one of your best friends. I have offended you in the past, but I would like us to work together for the benefit of this country. And something very important that I want to say before even you send me away. I want to tell Kenyans, whoever is listening to me, Kenya belongs to all of us, the 57 million of us, the 42 plus communities in Kenya. And we must share all its resources equally and equitably. And that includes leadership position.
Sure, thank you so much, Mwalimu, for finding time again. And thank you also for watching. It has been your #1 show, political show. That is the People's Bench. With me, Fred Ogweno. We do it again next time. Thank you so much, Mwalimu.
Thank you, my brother.
Always nice having you on the bench.
I know you are enjoying it.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. And bye-bye. See you again next time.